Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads New Comics. I read Spider-Man Reign 2, 5-issue limited series that recently came out from Marvel Comics. I believe it started last year sometime and ended not too long ago with the fifth issue. I just finished reading it up. I gathered them from sellers on eBay over the last few months, and yeah, I read it. Issue one. Now this is completely by Kerry Andrews, and this is a sequel to his early 2000s miniseries Spider-Man Reign, which was really popular at the time. I don't know when that was, maybe like 2008ish. I can't remember now. I probably should have dug it out and reread it for a refresher course, but I didn't feel like digging. But I remember really liking it. I own it, so I had high hopes for this one, and I was kind of disappointed. I didn't really care for it too much. Kingpin is the bad guy in this one, I guess. It's got kind of an interesting, although very gross intro. The Kingpin's been in jail. Some kind of cataclysmic event happened and brought the jail down, and he's been starved. So he's mostly like just like loose flesh and bones. But anyway, he finds his jailer that's been taunting him, I guess, and while he was imprisoned, taunting him with food, not letting him have food, and he eats him. I thought, okay, that's a start. And then we flash forward a little bit, and he's the Kingpin of New York again. But this is what he looks like now. Got all of his fat back, all of his body mass back, and we transition to Peter Parker. He's an old man now. This is in the future. He's an old man now, but he lives in a pod. He lives in a pod and he eats the bugs. But he lives in a pod. He's Neo from the Matrix. He's plugged in. He's living in a false virtual reality, and his pod malfunctions, and he has a nightmare, and they come in to clean up after him, and he breaks free with the help of this character Kitty Cat, who looks an awful lot like the Black Cat. And so he goes, she has his mask, and they break out and they go swinging around. He's just in his underwear, which is weird, and he's got long white hair, which is kind of weird. And I mean, it makes sense if you're just growing old and nobody's cutting your hair while you're in a pod. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know. This is just kind of bizarre to me. But New York City is all in turmoil. Everything outside of New York City is supposedly dead. So the Kingpin controls New York City. He's got everyone trapped in this web. It's an electronic fence basically around New York City, and we believe that everybody outside of New York City has died from some sort of event, and the web is the only thing keeping the people inside of New York City alive. And now the big push from the Kingpin is to get everybody to do what Peter Parker was doing, basically just give up your body and plug into a virtual reality world. And that's the only thing that's going to save you, because the web's going to fail and New York City is going to suffer the same fate as the rest of the world. But anyway, Peter Parker is led to the Green Goblin. Kind of neat. He lives underground with his little goblins. And he's going to send Peter Parker back in time to, I guess, present day New York City, or maybe the 80s. Kind of hard to say. He's going to send, the Green Goblin sends Peter Parker and Kitty Cat back in time to find the key to saving the future. They don't really specify what that key is. But then the Kingpin is aware of this, and he goes to get help from Miles Morales. Miles Morales is an old man now as well, and Kingpin needs Miles Morales to go into the past and get Spider-Man, get Peter Parker, and bring him back. I think the coolest chapter of this would be chapter 3. I'm going to pull that out. We'll look at that real quick. But in chapter 3, they're back in time, and this flashback story takes place after Amazing Spider-Man 299, which is right before the iconic Amazing Spider-Man 300, where the symbiote is finally defeated and left for dead in the bell tower. But this would be taking place right before. And Kerry Andrews, his artwork, he's kind of hard to pin down. Like, you can tell it's his artwork sometimes, and sometimes you can't. And he does a really good job of kind of drawing like Todd McFarlane here, because Todd McFarlane drew those issues back then. Then when you come, it's, you know, he's pretty much doing his best Todd McFarlane here. But then when you see Mary Jane's face in this panel, that's definitely a Kerry Andrews face. But yeah, so this is like a little bitty bit that happened in between Amazing Spider-Man 299 and 300. And basically, the problem is Mary Jane in Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man reign, Mary Jane was, I believe she died because of her relationship with Spider-Man, because she was married to Peter Parker and his irradiated blood gave her cancer and it killed her. So Peter's whole thing is he's not really back in time to look for the key to saving the future. He just wants to save Mary Jane. So what he does is he kills himself. The Spider-Man, old man Spider-Man from the future, kills regular, like, Spider-Man of this timeline. And he figures that's going to save Mary Jane. But Mary Jane ended up becoming Venom. So that's the twist in this story, is Mary Jane became Venom because Venom actually admired her. He watched her basically get mugged and then run after the muggers. And he thought, well, he likes the cut of her jib, I guess. But that's probably my favorite part of this 5-issue series, is chapter 3 there. Like, Kerry Andrews is a fantastic artist. I love his cover work. He's done a lot of cover work. He's done a few issues here and there over the years. And I don't know, this story just kind of seems messy all over the place, throwing in a whole bunch of member berries for just to have them in there. The story itself, I think, kind of suffers. Spider-Man just comes off as a loser, which isn't cool. Spider-Man's a hero. So I don't know. I'll probably sell this. I'll probably list this on eBay after I make this video. The artwork's great. Some parts of the story work and are entertaining, but for the most part, it's just kind of cruel and unusual, and I don't know. Not my thing. It's one of the reasons why I read my old comics and not modern ones. Anyway, anything I got wrong you want to argue with me about, put it down in the comments. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe. I thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.